So one thing I cover over on this channel quite a bit is the Wuthering Waves advertising. Now, if you don't know, Wuthering Waves likes to do a lot of advertising whenever it comes to their game, whether it comes to a small version or even a big version, they like to do it quite a lot. And we've gone into different ways how they've done it, through creator kind of programs, through some kind of just in-your-face banners, advertisements on YouTube, stuff like that. They've been doing an awful lot, and, you know, with version 2.0, it's definitely stepped up quite a bit. And what I've actually stumbled upon a new article/report thing, which actually shows us how much advertising they're actually doing compared to a lot of the other games, and also just apps in general across the App Store, which I thought was really interesting and kind of proves how much Wuthering Waves is really trying to push this update. So in this video, we're going to be telling you everything you need to know about the advertising going on in Wuthering Waves and how this is actually helping to improve the game. And yeah, if you enjoy this video, then don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and also go to GameStop, use my code KESA, get 10% off. Again, they've got a ton of really cool stuff over there, so I definitely recommend checking it out. And let's get back into the video. So this is the article that actually came out. It's by Mobidictum, and it says Wuthering Waves makes a comeback, January 2025 Global Mobile Games Report by Social Peta. Now, obviously, I know a lot of people are going to get very, very worried by a lot of report stuff. I know a word like revenue report and stuff like that is kind of worrying to people, but this is more of a report on how much advertising they're doing rather than the actual revenue itself and making up guesswork numbers. This is actually how much they're investing into their ads rather than how much they're getting back from their app. And it seems like this article is very Wuthering Waves focused, despite it talking about a ton of other apps and games that are actually on the market. They say Social Peta sorted out the top 20 global mobile games by advertising, revenue, and download in January 2025, hoping to be of assistance to more people in the mobile games industry who are trying to understand the changing trends of the global mobile market. Now, if we actually go down, we can actually see the top 20 mobile games by advertising on both of the different platforms. Now, if we look over at iOS, we can see there's games like Monopoly Go, which we've seen in a lot of the award stuff. We got Capybara Go. What the hell is that? Okay, well, we got stuff like that. Again, we got different kind of games, and then also we got Wuthering Waves and number 15. Now, a lot of these games as well, like kind of excluding games like Monopoly Go and some of the other obvious ones you can see on here, a lot of these seem like the very kind of cheap ones you see on like mobile ads and stuff whenever you're loading up a game or something, and that's probably why they're so high up. But it seems like Wuthering Waves have actually kind of increased the advertising over time, and you can see it just about on the screenshot that the advertising actually peaked, which I'm guessing is going to be for version 2.0, which actually is really, really good for the game and helps it grow a lot. Obviously, you know, the player base for Wuthering Waves has grown not only because it's been a really good update, but also the fact that they've been advertising it more to more people and getting more people to actually play this update. Now, the first one that they actually go into, and also just to note that they haven't actually done as much advertising over on Android. They didn't make it into the top 20. I don't really know how much they're actually doing on Android, so maybe they'll go into that further in the article, but they have this whole section on Wuthering Waves saying the spectacular launch of version 2.0. Now, yeah, they say it's number 58 in role-playing games on Apple Store, and they say with the launch of version 2.0 on January 2nd, Wuthering Waves achieved remarkable success in reputation and revenue. Its user retention and new user acquisitions were on par with Genshin Impact's initial Leeway expansion, which I would say is some really important information there. Being on par with Genshin Impact's Leeway expansion is pretty huge. The Leeway expansion was one of the biggest updates that they had, you know, ever since the launch of the game, and it seems like Wuthering Waves is kind of following in the footsteps. It's having an even bigger launch for the second new area, which is really, really promising, because if that's how Genshin Impact started off, then, you know, who knows what it's going to be like for Wuthering Waves in the future. So again, they say the introduction of popular new characters alongside the return of iconic legacy characters and the addition drove both new and returning players to engage enthusiastically even during the holiday season, which again is really great. And obviously, you know, we have definitely seen a massive growth in a lot of the players coming to the game. Now, they say according to Social Peta, Wuthering Waves deployed approximately 5,000 deduplicated creatives across both platforms in January. The breakdown for iOS is as follows. In the past 30 days, video creatives accounted for approximately 56% of the total, with videos under 30 seconds making up about 31%. The majority of video creators were in landscape 1280 by 720 format, representing around 44.7%. So they're going into like the video creative kind of advertising that they've been doing. Now, this will be shared on places like YouTube and also some other platforms as well, which is really great to see. And it seems like they're going for a lot of that landscape kind of format. Obviously, there's two kind of formats you can do. You can do a lot of short form content, or you can do a lot of content in landscape. And it seems like they definitely are going towards the more landscape kind of side of stuff, even though there is still a lot of short form content content that they're trying to push out as well. They say daily creative deployments showed an upward trend towards the end of December 2024, peaking on January 2nd and 25th, which obviously is January 2nd was the release date of Renasita, so it's very, very obvious to see why they've done that. They say the Korean language ad copy comprised 40% of the total, with English and Japanese also being very popular choices. So again, that's great, and the ad copy primarily focused on the benefits of the new version, including 108 free draws and the complimentary Sanhua skin. So it's been very popular over in Korea and English and Japanese. So again, that's really great because they are trying to broaden out their kind of, I guess, audience in terms of like making the game much more global, because obviously, you know, the game is made in China. It's a Chinese game, and what a lot of kind of gacha games do is they tend to stay in their own country sometimes, and not very many people see it. But what Wuthering Waves are trying to do, they're trying to have that Genshin Impact effect where they go across multiple countries, which is going to be really good for the game and its growth. And they say in January, Wuthering Waves creative placements were primarily focused on the character banners. The distribution of new characters Carlotta and Rochia and the ads was approximately 6-4, based on both the numbers of placements and the popularity of creatives. The image creatives predominantly showcase close-up character portraits with a strong emphasis on 108 free draws. So they're very, very trying to emphasize the kind of 108 free draws kind of aspect, which is something that a lot of gacha games do, and I feel like, you know, Kuro Games actually have the right to do that, but they've been releasing a ton of really cool free events and stuff like that where you can actually get a lot of rewards. So it's great to see that they're kind of, you know, doubling down on this. I've never seen this advertisement before, but it seems like this is more of a Korean kind of advertising thing. And they say the video creatives primarily featured character showcase PVs with captivating openings and YouTuber style voiceovers complementing the overlay graphics. So again, you know, it seems like they got some more like YouTube video kind of style advertising. We've seen quite a lot of that for a lot of other gacha games as well, which is really good to see because it's usually the most effective. And obviously, you know, it seems to be working, seeing as Renasita is doing so good at the moment. And then obviously they go on to some of the other games as well, talking about Pokemon TCG, stuff like that. But that was the main part about Wuthering Waves, which I thought was very, very interesting. They didn't really talk about Android at all there, which again, I don't know why there wasn't any kind of data on that, but maybe, you know, we'll find out in the future. But it seems like they're doing very good over in the iOS market at the moment, and it's just really good to see. It's really good to see that version 2.0 has had such a strong start, and that, you know, using this advertising and stuff, especially where it peaked in version 2.0, has actually helped them kind of expand even more and helped them kind of, you know, get this audience, because it's definitely worked. You know, we can definitely see how this has actually benefited the game and how this has benefited a lot of people, because Wuthering Waves is doing better than ever. You know, they're almost coming up on 1 million followers over on Twitter. You know, the Cantarella banner or the Cantarella drip marketing was one of like the biggest ones they've had yet, and it was even bigger than the Genshin Impact drip marketing, I'm pretty sure. So again, it just proves how much they're competing with a lot of the competitors in the space at the moment, and it's just really good to see that Wuthering Waves is doing great, and this article just helps to improve it quite a bit. So again, a really cool article from that site over there, and I'm really excited to see what's going to happen with the future of Wuthering Waves and how they actually plan to do the advertising going forwards. I hope that this kind of proves as a point to them of like, hey, if we advertise a little bit more, we could actually get a little bit more out of it, you know, because I think a lot of companies are very hesitant to advertise in the beginning because it costs a lot of money. You know, advertising to a place isn't cheap, and especially if you're working with a lot of creators who need to be paid fairly and stuff like that, it can sometimes be a little bit of a slog. But it seems like this has actually paid off for them and it's doing good. So hopefully Wuthering Waves can do that even more and keep, you know, think, oh wait, okay, this is working, we should do this, we should carry on doing this for our future versions. And hopefully that does change the overall kind of attitude towards these kind of advertisements and things, and hopefully we see more Wuthering Waves kind of advertisements in the future coming to places like YouTube, other social medias, and even just stuff like out in the open. You know, obviously they do real life billboards, stuff like that around different towns and cities over in Korea, Japan, and maybe even over in like EU or US countries as well. That'd be really cool to see. But yeah, overall, I just wanted to keep you guys updated with everything that's going on with the advertising for Wuthering Waves. Obviously, you know, I like to talk about it a lot over on this channel because I find it very interesting how they're actually trying to market their game and trying to expand, and it seems like it's going very good for them at the moment, especially over in the iOS. And yeah, as I said, I'll keep you guys updated if there's any kind of news on any other stuff that is coming out. But, you know, overall, seems really good. And yeah, let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this. Do you think that, you know, this kind of data represents a good kind of future for Wuthering Waves, or do you think there are some places they could improve on? There's definitely a lot of places where they can improve on in terms of just like kind of adding more trailers and stuff like that, like maybe some animated shorts, which I've been talking about for ages. But hey, you know, that's for a different kind of conversation, different kind of video. Yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think. And yeah, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you guys did enjoy this video. And don't forget to go to GameStop, use my code Kazza, get 10% off or even 21% 10% off if the event is still running. I'm not sure if it is yet. But again, don't miss out because there is a couple days left. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.